Another team that had a massive road victory over the weekend was Illinois, who in a span of 8 days beat Purdue at Mackey Arena and also beat Nebraska at Pinnacle Bank Arena. And Nebraska was at full strength, got Rink Mast, who was obviously still battling an illness, and they also got Braden Frager back from an ankle injury. But now we are starting to see, in my opinion, a narrative shift a little bit in the Big Ten. Coming into the season, and for good reason, all eyes were on Braden Smith as being the National Player of the Year favorite and also being a first-team All-American and obviously the Big Ten Player of the Year. I don't know if that's the case anymore because obviously Yaxel Lendeborg was great for Michigan against Michigan State. And obviously he has been Michigan's best player. He had 26 and 12 in East Lansing on Friday night. And obviously Smith is an all-time college player. But are we really going now to ignore what Keaton Wagler is doing when you talk about being a Big Ten Player of the Year candidate, when you talk about being a first-team All-American? Because really, since early December, Keaton Wagler has gone on an absolute tear against his opponents. Keaton Wagler had the 46-point effort against Purdue at Mackey Arena, but it's much more than that. And I went over the tallies before I got on the air. Since Illinois lost to UConn on Black Friday at Madison Square Garden, this is what Keaton Wagler's doing in a 4-game stretch. 20.8 points per game, 5.5 assists per game, 4.8 rebounds per game. Those are the numbers of somebody that is playing like the Big Ten Player of the Year. Those are the numbers of somebody who looks like he has the requisites to carry to carry Illinois deep into the NCAA tournament. And now, when we're evaluating teams that have the requisites to go to a Final Four to compete for a national championship, the one universal thing that I am always looking at is, can teams go on the road and beat teams that are going to be high seeds in the NCAA tournament? Michigan obviously did it on Friday night against Michigan State. And Illinois now twice in 8 days with a home win against Washington sandwiched in has done the same thing by beating Purdue and beating Nebraska. The Big Ten has not had a national champion since 2000. It's had a lot of teams come close. Indiana was there in 2002. Michigan State was there in 2009. Michigan went twice under John Beilein in 13 and 18. Wisconsin in 2015. Ohio State with Greg Oden in 2007. In 05, you had Illinois lose to North Carolina. Purdue went in 2024. Illinois and Michigan, to me right now, look like teams that are on the short list to get to that Monday night in Indianapolis. I love everything about Illinois' team. Illinois, remember, is doing this, is on this incredible run without Kai Boswell, its best perimeter defender, and a player, again, that has been a major, major linchpin in this team's operation. But one thing that's universal when you look at Michigan, when you look at Illinois, players are back in the program from last season. 4 of the top 9 for Michigan played last year on the team that went to the Sweet 16 and lost to Auburn. And for Illinois, 4 of the top 8 are back. One of those players is Jake Davis. And Jake Davis, to me, has been a player that has benefited from the Boswell injury and will make Illinois' rotation that much better when Boswell gets back in the lineup after missing time with that fractured hand. But if you're an Illinois fan right now, I know the in vogue thing has always been, for a lot of people, including myself, to take Illinois to go far in the NCAA tournament. They're always the trendy pick to be in a situation to go deep in the NCAA tournament on Selection Sunday. Illinois is validating that right now. You have a star in Keaton Wagler, Big Ten Player of the Year favorite, in my opinion, as of today, All-American candidate as well. You have, obviously, Kai Boswell when he's back and Jake Davis on the perimeter. Ben Humrickhouse and Tomislav Ivasic were on the team last year that went to the tournament and lost to Kentucky. David Mirkovic, another talented player. And I think the guy that is really going to define the ceiling for this Illinois team, and whether or not it can break through and get to a Final Four is Andrei Stojakovic. Andrei Stojakovic, prior to committing to Illinois, played back-to-back seasons in the Bay Area. Started at Stanford, then went to Cal. He had never been in a winning situation until he opted to transfer to Illinois. Now, there's been pockets of promise for Stojakovic, but for me, when he plays at a really high level, the ceiling changes in Champaign. Went over the numbers. When Andrei Stojakovic hits double figures, Illinois this season is 9-2. The 2 losses, a close defeat to Alabama at the United Center, and also a loss to Nebraska at the buzzer at home when Jamarcus Lawrence made a 3. So I think if you're looking at the Big Ten right now, Illinois, Michigan State have both proven they can win big games on the road in conference against teams that are projected to be very, very high seeds in the NCAA tournament.